It is the 2nd of the 12th, 2013. This is your Radioactive Reality, day number 997. ENE News. Study finds giant strontium-90 release into body of water begins around 1,000 days after meltdown. Around 1,000 days. Thanks for the warning, guys. 1,000-day mark is December 5th, 2013, after the 3/11 event. Graphic shows very high levels being discharged for up to 50,000 days. On Dana's show last night, we were talking about that. I think we came up with 138 point something years. 50,000 days. That's just the strontium release. Now I will attach the strontium video I posted not too very long ago, and that goes into explanation of what strontium-90 is and how it affects your body. It's here for a very long time. All of our lifetimes, that's for sure. Expert, people on West Coast right to be concerned about Fukushima plume. Things could get much worse. Lots of radioactivity flowing into the ocean, and the government not testing water or fish. They're not testing? Can't tell me they're not testing. They're not telling. They're not telling. Criminal. Criminal. That's okay, kids. Go ahead and head on down to the beach. Surf's up. NBC Nightly News, another highly troubling report about what's going on in the Pacific. Millions of starfish melt away from Alaska to California. Expert, Fukushima radiation not ruled out as a factor in epidemic. Very, very different than anything seen before. And again, I was watching Dana's live show, and Radchick came up with starfish actually use the salt water, the seawater, as their blood, and you wonder why they're being affected so severely, so quickly. And again, with the great tsunami, the industrialized coastline that was Japan swept into the ocean, all those chemicals and God knows what else, now splashing up against the west coast of Canada and the United States. And, you know, starfish using seawater for blood, who knows what's really going on. But everything is accumulative. You got to remember that. This is just getting started. Whale expert near Vancouver. In 30 years, I've never ever seen this kind of behavior. Quote, they must sense this is a safe place to be. Captain, I've never seen anything like it. 50 years in the Pacific. One even placed its head on the boat, and they're talking about all the whales off of Vancouver, and they're all packed into the harbor, and the insanity continues, and it's my opinion that these animals are running out of places to go, and that's why we're getting all these strange coastal events along the shores. Again, God only knows what's coming out and entering into the actual numbers. And the Pacific Ocean is very, very, very close to death. Captain, massive amounts of debris off of Hawaii. Quote, you had to be there. It just kept going and going. So odd it was in a straight line. Japan experts. It's accumulated off islands, warns off fish contamination. Rare dolphin washes up with heart problems and stomach lumps. Last examined in the 1980s. This rare dolphin, obviously. Again, the Pacific Ocean is screaming for help right now. It's just screaming. CBS News, hundreds of whales in the bay off the California coast. It's never been like this. We just can't even believe it, experts. We just aren't sure what's going on. Quote, a once-in-a-lifetime chance, unheard of, it's unbelievable, nobody's seen this. And again, massive amounts of fish and sea life rushing up along the coasts of the west coast of Canada and the United States. What are they running from? It's not one big happily, ooh, what a happy surprise. The insanity continues, and they still cover this stuff up. Don't worry, folks, your seafood's safe to eat. Have at it. Over to Daily News, Fukushima Diary. Zirconium found molten inside of reactor number 2. Now they tunneled in and took some core reactor samples, and they found molten zirconium in the number 2 sediment, and that just proof that there's a meltdown. 3 confirmed nuclear meltdowns. The study that they were saying about the strontium, I first produced on, they were talking like the study was just based on if the corium was still in the building and the water leaking through the basements and whatnot, that it's out past containment and it hasn't melted through the foundation, or it's in the cracks of the foundation. No, they wouldn't dare do a study on if it actually melted through and into the environment. And remember, there's a river flowing underneath Fukushima Daiichi power plant, and all that water flows under the plant and out into the Pacific Ocean, keeping these corium from doing their big bubble up sinkhole of death kind of thing, and then allowing these people to stay on site and actually work. Another story is in that regards. Fukushima plant radiation increasing due to the rising contaminated groundwater covering with lead plate. Basically, they've stopped pumping out the groundwater because they're running out of places to put it. The actual workers working on the ground areas work on a raised platform with a lead plate under their feet to help reduce their rad intake. It's just getting started, folks. Just getting started, and of course, it goes on and on about the number 4 fuel pool removal. Finally, tonight, over to Informative. TEPCO forced to shut down contaminated water processing system at Fukushima Daiichi again. Now, this is the Advanced Liquid Processing System, or ALPS. This is that French system that they're going on and on about that takes everything out but the tritium, which is highly dangerous in itself. This thing hasn't worked, still isn't working. It was supposed to go into full production like tomorrow, and all these delays and broken, and now they're saying it's one of the pipes burst and they had to wrap it with a rubber bag or something. The insanity continues. They just can't seem to get this thing operating correctly, like we can really believe what they're saying half the time. Anyway, well, that's about all I have for you today. Of course, if I missed anything, please let me know. Attach your comments or send me a message. Enjoy while you can, everybody. Thanks.